Hey designer toy fans, are you looking for a new store to check out?
Yes, we are!
Have you ever been to Rotofugi in Chicago, Illinois?
No, we haven't!
Well, you might want to check it out. It's been there since July of 2004, and they have everything designer toys. Everything you can imagine that would be designer toys, including Kidrobot,
Pins,
Safubi,
plush,
pop vinyl.
and so much more.
Make sure to head over to rotofugi.com and check out their online store as well, where you can pick up things and have them delivered right to your door. But if you're in the Chicago area, make sure to stop in and say hi to the Rotofugi crew.
Hey everyone, welcome to the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, the show where the team from UrbanVinylDaily.com goes over everything there is to know in the designer toy, art, street art, and Safubi world. I'm your host, Travis Likens.
And I'm Ben Pierce.
And we're here for episode 52, which we have entitled...
As classic, we're just flying by the seat of our pants.
So this episode was put together rather feverishly.
Hastily.
It was not exactly the most organized event. So you probably will see that throughout the show.
And you know what? We can kind of get away with it because we haven't been doing videos, so we can just do whatever we want. We could be naked for all you know, which is kind of weird with the fact that we'd be naked beside each other, but...
And you also can't see us like staring at each other like intently when one screws up and all that kind of stuff now. So,
or just watching the other person talk into their microphone.
Yeah, you know, some people like to do that, specifically Ben. But
hey, don't call me out on the microphone. They don't know what I'm doing.
So, but you know, kind of this past weekend was big for designer toys. We had a convention and New York Comic-Con.
And you can watch me grimace at Travis as he stumbles through his words.
So yeah, we were talking about New York Comic-Con, saw some photos, looked like the people that were there were having a good time and looked like things were doing pretty decent. I guess there's a larger conversation going on about New York Comic-Con and its status as a designer toy destination.
We'll tackle that a different week.
Yeah, we'll tackle that a different week. But I think it's clear that New York Comic-Con is now a different outlet for designer toys than it was last year or the year before that, and strictly or because of 5 Points and if their status. So 5 Points continues, which we have not seen an announcement that I am aware of announcing that 5 Points is continuing. I have no reason to believe that they are not, but until that announcement is made, right now it kind of puts New York Comic-Con kind of in a weird place for designer toys, but you can still check out so much cool stuff like bootleg action figures and what Benny at Tenacious Toys is doing, and all the artists that were there and somewhat offering different prints and different kind of things throughout their booth. Those are still there and they're still doing awesome stuff. So
I think Toy Tokyo had some stuff too.
Yeah, Toy Tokyo, My Plastic Heart had exclusives and stuff like that. So whether or not it is the go-to destination for designer toys or not is not really a conversation piece in my opinion, because there are still people there that are part of the scene and putting out awesome, really cool stuff.
Yep.
And so it's still, when it happens and if they're still there next year, then we need to still celebrate it and not say, well, don't go to New York Comic-Con because it's not for designer toys. That is not what we should be saying. We should still be saying support these artists. So if you see somebody saying like, don't go to New York Comic-Con next year because it sucks or something, just remind them you still need to support those artists that are there, because there are a lot of really talented and really, really cool people still putting out really cool stuff at New York Comic-Con, at least as of this year. So that's our piece at the moment about that. We might go into
to be continued
in a later post. So for the episode 52, though, we do want to start out and kind of go into the news of the week. The first big piece of news I want to talk about is that Kidrobot and friends of the show,
the
Bots are coming out with their
full court press 2 days before.
Yeah, they're putting out their Scared Silly series of Dunnies, which features a ton of new designs, all featuring artwork designed by the Bots. So it's an artist series featuring all of their original work, featuring Dunnies lifted in the air, which are the witches that ride on the broomsticks, featuring Dunnies that include seance mats with melted Dunny head candles. It's got a lot of really cool stuff. A Dunny that's inside a pumpkin. Like the pumpkin actually, and I don't know how many people have seen these. I actually got the chance to look at the entire series in full this past weekend.
Breaking news.
And so the dunny that comes, it looks like it's in a pumpkin, right? So it's a dunny head and there's a pumpkin and it's like throwing up kind of their continuation of their lovesick design. It's throwing up on the pumpkin below it. Like it's like the pumpkin seeds are all like coming out of his mouth and stuff, right? A lot of you may not realize that dunny actually comes out of the pumpkin.
Oh.
So the pumpkin is like two pieces of hard, I don't know if it's vinyl or if it's ABS or so what, but it has little pegs and it comes apart and the dunny can stand on its own. So like it could be, it's like got a dunny body and it's fully painted and everything outside of, but any 3-inch dunny that has a basic body fits inside of that pumpkin.
It's very expansive though.
So for customizers or any kind of thing like that, there's a lot of stuff that can be done with said pumpkin.
So that means you could put any of your dunnies that are anywhere just in there, just randomly in a pumpkin.
As long as they're in a normal body.
Normal 3-inch
like
dunny body.
Not the one that has like the 4 legs or something. That's not going to fit in there. But I think that's a really cool addition. That's never been done.
So what we can say is that this seems to be pushing some boundaries.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, with the accessories that they included, the mat includes these cool little, like individually, like you have to put them in peg candles that have little glow in the dark dunny heads, like as the fire, right? And then candles like melting. And then it's got like a pentagram on it and it like clicks together and makes like a big mat with the dunny standing in the middle of this doing like the seance or whatever. Like these accessories are insane. Like it's crazy with like the pumpkin, the witch broom, the
other stuff to be announced, I'm sure, if it hasn't been shown off.
Yeah, all the vector art's been shown. Yeah. So that's not a thing, but there is a secret that some people may or may not know.
Are we about to spell it?
Yeah, we are. I don't know if it's allowed to be talked about or not, but screw it. Kidrobot doesn't pay me. The paint or the
applique.
Yeah, the texture on the box. Mm-hmm. So like if you get a little blind box or like the full carton case, the scared silly text is glow in the dark.
Is it raised or is it like flat against the...
It's flat against it, but you can definitely feel like the ink must cause like some sort of, like it must have
a texture.
Like you can feel it has a texture, but that's a really cool addition. That's never been done. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff going on inside that little series, including all the accessories. The little Woot Bear showed this off, so it's not a complete thing, but a complete breaking news. But the shovel that's included with the Gravedigger figure is super realistic, like for a small little like shovel. Like they did some work on that, and like they made to where it's like the end that goes into the ground, like the shovel part, right? It's like covered in like halfway in dirt.
Okay.
It's a really good series. Like they did they put a lot of thought into it.
Is this case box actually functional? I can't remember.
Like the box that it comes in?
Yeah, the case box.
It does. You can't like fold it out and make like a cool little accessory.
Diorama.
You can't do anything like that. No. But that would have been a really cool addition. But that didn't make the cut. But it's just a really cool series. If you're a fan of the bots, obviously you're going to want to check this out. If you're not a fan of the bots, I encourage you to
become a fan.
Become a fan. I encourage you to take a look at the series, and I encourage you to go check out a few figures and really see the work that went into the series, because not only did I feel like the bots put a lot of thought and work behind the series, I think Kidrobot put a lot into the series as well. And hopefully, following the trend of J-Roo's series, the Arcane Divination, and this series, you can really see that what Kidrobot is putting into their dunnies. And I think as a designer toy collector, I think some people have, if you look at the internet, some people have kind of written Kidrobot off, as far as like their original designs and things like that. And I encourage you to check out the work they're putting in, because we didn't have this a couple of years ago. Like they weren't trying like this. Yeah. Like this, and now they are, and people are ignoring it, and I think that's a shame.
It's a shame, yeah.
Yeah, because I understand, my actions of my past can ruin my future. But right now, I think people do need to look at these things and see them in person and don't just look at them online, because you may think online or in the vector art it's not what you're looking for. Go look at these things in person, because there's some really cool stuff going on. I personally,
which for us, as a side note, the closest Dunnies to us are going to be either Detroit or Chicago.
No, they Shake It still has them. They had the DTA series.
Well, they're going to be like 2 weeks behind.
It's true. So Shake It is a local record store in Cincinnati, and they
2 weeks if we're lucky.
They tend to be 2 to 3 weeks behind on all releases, including Dunnies. They usually get records on time.
Yeah, they do.
But
that's what they strive for.
Vinyl, they are generally behind. But it is an outlet for us to get them. But it's our only outlet.
But they don't really have them on display though.
RAP Rivet. So
I know. This is kind of a side note, but. Nothing to do with anything.
Yep. So that kind of wraps up my soapboxing about the Dunny series. You can get it this Friday, October 13th, Friday the 13th, at your favorite designer toy retailer or kidrobot.com. They're probably like $11.99 or something. I don't know. But
whatever they're up to.
They're like $12. Like, so but pick up a case. I don't know if that's been announced. I can't talk about it. So
I wasn't sure where we were going with that.
Just expect there might be something special you get out of said buying full case. Just leave it at that.
One would say a case exclusive.
Yeah, I don't know if that's been announced yet.
Well, I mean, the way you worded that means that, you might get something exclusive for buying a case.
Yeah, so check that out. But if you want to grab those, again, kidrobot.com or your favorite designer toy retailer.
My turn. So, someone who used to be super involved with the scene had a minor falling out and apparently has a little bit of a fire spit into his creative genius into creating a very clear resin labbit for an upcoming, I guess I'm assuming Kidrobot affiliated labbit show. And so for those who do not follow Task One, you can look at his Instagram or Facebook if he updates it. But right now he has a super clear, like galactic looking sparkle and glitter and everything related inside of the labbit that's suspended. So we don't know what it's for yet, other than a custom one-off little bootleg labbit show.
Yeah, so I think the show is at PIQ. I think that's where it's at. Maybe it was it could have already happened. It could have been the one at New York Comic Con. But he didn't really announce or say.
He just posted this 2 days ago.
Yeah, he just posted a picture of it. But there was a labbit show that was at New York Comic Con via PIQ. But not 100% sure if that was what that is tied to, or if it's something else coming in the future.
We're not trying to be mysterious. We really don't know.
We really don't know, but we can make it sound like. I feel like our show is turning into the Kidrobot speculation hour. So continuing the Kidrobot speculation hour, we have news from the Shard Show.
Shard Show,
which will be taking place at DesignerCon 2017, hosted by Broke Piggy,
BP,
Kidrobot,
Ben Pierce,
and of course,
a cast and crew.
Scott Tolleson, that's the other person I was trying to add to the list here. So if you guys didn't pick up on it, the Shard Dunny was released at San Diego Comic-Con 2017.
Out of a backpack?
In a 3-inch version. It's a resin dunny. It's an official resin dunny. So I think that's the first official resin dunny. I don't think there's been one before. Now
they kind of let Sucklord do his thing, but I guess.
Well, those weren't official though.
Yeah, but
you
can stare straight at it.
Those were
Kidrobot,
dummies.
I'm sure stared straight at it. Was like, whoa, okay, whatever.
Okay, we're stuck. We got to let him do it. But anyway, so the Shard dunny has now been plussed up to a 5-inch version. And they'll have the show taking place, which features a bunch of artists, including Scott Tolleson, 64 Colors, Map, Candy Bolton, Dr. A, Mark Nagata, Jeru, Squink, Luke Chu, Scribe, The Bots, Jermaine Rogers, Krista Drake, Dolly Oblong, Seriously Silly K, Lisa Fur, Jeremiah Kettner, and the Kidrobot design team. So this will be taking place at DesignerCon, booth number 527, November 11th and 12th. And it's really cool seeing a 5-inch version. I think one of the really cool things about this figure actually is not the fact that it's a 5-inch Shard Dunny. It's that the 3-inch Shard Dunny and the 5-inch Shard Dunny are not the same. So the sculpt is different for each one. I think that was cool. It's not just a plussed up version. It's not like they did a 3D sculpt and then did a 3-inch print, a 5-inch print, and then they're going to do like an 8-inch print. No, they actually changed it and did multiple, different styles and looks to the figure. So, good on them. It'd be cool to see all those customs. We haven't seen a custom Dunny show in a long time. I haven't. So
I don't think they've existed.
Yeah,
recently.
Not recently. So it'll be cool to see it. So if you're at DesignerCon 2017 and you're not at booth TF16,
the frickin' 16.
If you're just happen to not be there for the entire show and you want to go check out something cool, obviously you can go over to the Broke Piggy booth and check out their show. But that's kind of the end of that Kidrobot speculation. Do you have more, Ben?
Not from Kidrobot, but I do have more news since people, I assume, put up with my voice. All right, a couple things out of Galerie F in Chicago, which I'm sure we'll hear a advertisement from at some point in this long-winded blabbering from Travis and I.
Hey Ben, have you ever been to Chicago?
Well, yes, I have, Travis.
Well, next time you're there, you should make sure to stop and check out this place called Galerie F.
Wow, I've never heard of them before. Where are they located?
They are found at 2415 North Milwaukee Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, and they feature some of the best artists that you can find around.
Really?
They have a major focus on local Chicago artists like J.C. Rivera, Elloo, Penny Pinch, T. Monet, and many, many more. And they also bring in people from all over the country and world.
Wow, I'll really have to check them out. Hopefully there's a brewery down the street.
Yeah, you can get yourself a drink and then head over and check out all the posters and original screen prints that they do offer as well in the gallery.
Do they have a downstairs gallery?
Yes, they do. It's called the Underground. You can check out this and more by heading over to galerief.com.
So, 2 prints that they've announced is for The Omen, the movie, and Nosferatu.
Not the toy, Omen?
No, not the toy. So the 2 movies, which will be showing at the Logan Park Theater in Chicago, with The Omen print being designed by John Vogel. It'll be available, I guess, today, actually, at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's 18 by 24, edition of 100, and I guess it will be available at the theater. Then Nosferatu, which I feel like I'm saying wrong, but was designed by Junkyard, edition of 100, 18 by 24, and it'll be available online October 30th at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next up for me, along the same vein, is the Lords of Chaos Handmade Mayhem show that will be opening October 27th at Galerie F from Epion 5 and R6D4.
Oh,
and
R6D4. That's very cool.
Yeah.
His stuff's really good. I like that.
And we'll feature both artists focusing on stunning stencil techniques and applications.
Yeah, they do cool work. So very cool to see R6D4 doing a show up there. He's had a show there before, so it'd be interesting to see what this show differs in, since it's focused on something totally different.
And so it looks like it runs through the 19th, and something that I'm not completely familiar with people doing is that they have the show opening on the 27th of October, and artwork goes up Wednesday, November 1st. So give it a little bit of time.
Yeah,
that some people can look at the show and buy some stuff at the show and support it.
Galerie F seems to do that a lot. Sometimes it's like the Monday after, but that they kind of give it some time to bake and sell at the show before they put it online. So it's kind of a cool thing that they do. They're not just jumping to get the money immediately. They're letting people that are actually going to attend try to get it. Next up for me is something that we don't talk about a lot.
There's a lot of things we don't talk about.
Funko.
Oh.
So Funko
creeping in, sliding into the DMs.
Did something slide into the DMs. They're like, you normally don't like our stuff, but here, check this out. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that I don't collect it. But this is something that I saw that I was like, you know what? I might collect that. They have announced that Disney Afternoon action figures will be coming soon. So, for those that don't know, there used to be a series of Disney cartoons that tended to be on in the
Afternoon.
Yeah, so
Let's get dangerous.
so that
Darkwing Duck.
include things like Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, Tailspin, personal favorite, and Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Not to be confused with the strippers.
No, yes, not to be confused with the male strippers. Chip and Dale, actually, I don't know, Tailspin or Chip and Dale's. Chip and Dale might have been my favorite. Anyway, so what they're doing is they're coming out with a line of 3 3/4 action figures that are actually look like the characters. So you would kind of expect Funko to come out with something that doesn't look like the character, right? No, these look spot on like the characters. Like they are actually like stylized in the correct form. Scrooge McDuck actually includes a cane and a money bag, which is pretty sweet.
Baloo with a shirt and hat.
Yep. So you get Baloo, Tailspin, which is kind of weird that Baloo does not include some sort of accessory, whereas all the other figures.
Is he actually Baloo in that other than the Jungle Book?
He's actually Baloo still in Tailspin.
Oh, okay.
I believe. He should have a plane or something. I don't know. But anyway, so and Dale actually includes like the little bee figure, which I don't remember his name, but that's kind of, it's like Pepper, something Purper. I can't read it on the card because they did a massive fail. The bubble goes over the like words on the toy. Wow. I hate that when that happens because you can't read it. So anyway, but these figures look really, really good. They're supposed to be coming sometime in the fall. They didn't really give like a date. It just says in the fall. The only other news is involving this story is the fact that for the Darkwing Duck,
let's get dangerous.
There is actually a 1 in 6 chase variant, which is the black and white. So
how does it become a chase when the picture we have has it openly blistered?
Well, I mean, it's only packed like 1 in 6 boxes. So it's like harder to find essentially.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so look out for those if you're a fan of Disney afternoon cartoons. I'm not going to say Funko, but fans of Disney afternoon cartoons. Probably at your favorite Funko store.
Like Target. Or anywhere. Toys R Us. All right. Something we've been kind of waxing on about since SDCC, since that's when these were released. But Jermaine Rogers is finally releasing a couple of his figures online after them debuting at SDCC. So the Veil East and the Diro Believe will be coming up online Friday the 13th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a typical Friday release time. And so the 10-inch Veil East figure is $60. It is limited to 500 pieces with limited amount remaining, which means they either sold super well at SDCC or he's handing some over to be distributed. One of the two. And then his Diro Merkaba, which is the orangey yellow clear resin, which is 9 inches and was sculpted by Clem from Big Shot Toy Works. Was limited to 25, so who knows how many were left over from SDCC, and $200.
All you Jermaine Rogers fans.
Saddle up. You're about to punch each other in the face over these.
So next up, coming from Chicago, is Resident. We can get behind
Evil.
this. Resident Evil. We can get behind this because it involves two things: art and beer.
Oh.
So Resident is a taproom celebration celebrating the artist Elloo. It includes fresh beer, music, and food.
Under my umbrella.
It includes music, art, food, and beer.
You had me at beer, even though that was the last thing.
So this is taking place on October 20th. And it'll have food from Doom Street Eats, which I can only assume is probably like a food truck or something. It also features a growler auction. Doesn't say if it's full or not, but it is a growler auction. And live music from These Old Men and They Spin Records.
Here's an empty 6-pack. Go fill it up with something.
So this is taking place at Low Res, which is 2101 South Carpenter Street in Chicago, Illinois, and takes place on October 20th and closes November 10th. And important to note that on November 10th, the party is still going. So they're having another food truck, which is Cristo Rey. They have free giveaways. And then they have music from Lumpen Radio. So if you're a fan of Elloo or food or beer or music, head out to
or any
Low
culmination
Res.
of the four.
Head out to Low Res on October 20th and enjoy the show.
Next up is Plush. Flat Bonnie and Gary Ham teamed up together to make a Minimis pocket Daruma.
Diorama?
No, not a diorama. I know how to say that. Daruma. Daruma.
Okay, I'll take it.
Which, gauging from the pictures, looks like a cross between Hermes and a pumpkin. So it's a pumpkin Hermes.
Okay.
And so they're limited to 20 pieces, available Friday the 13th, go figure, at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They are $31 each, 3 3/4 inches by 3.5 inches. They're available at flatbonnie.com, and they are made of fabric, so they are not pumpkin and will not rot.
Sweet. So I can use it next year or the year after that.
Year in and year out, as long as you're one of the 20 people that gets one of these.
Sweet. Or the people in the flipper market that get them too.
One of the two. I don't know that there is a big market for a pumpkin Hermes that is made out of plush and pleather.
So next up, Lunartic, Matt Jonas, whatever it is. Jones is back.
Again.
With a new custom show called The Lick of Love. Big Liquor Custom Art Show at Raygun, which is apparently in Richmond, London, which I'm not always good with I think Richmond must be like the province. I don't know. We won't get into English addresses. But anyway, so the Lick of Love show features people like Dr. A, Lunartic, Jimbo Phillips, Toaster, Yumi Toys, and many, many more. Ooh, Lisa Ray Hansen. I'll mention that one. I saw the name I recognized. But anyway, so it's taking place on the 18th of November at Raygun. And if you can learn more information by heading over to lunartic.com/lickoflove. Looks like they're utilizing the Big Liquor resin figure to create custom versions, based on the artist's original work. I'll be very interested to see Dr. A's Mechtronic Big Liquor mailbox tongue thing.
Hey everyone, this is Travis Likens from the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up, and we're here today to tell you about a store.
We've got Strange Cat toys, they've got toys for you, and some beard supplies, so check them out.
StrangeCatToys.com, where you'll receive 10% off if you use the code UVD at checkout.
With it being Halloween and also Charlie Brown season, it is the Great Pumpkin time. So Dark Hall Mansion unveiled two different prints that they are doing for this. The first one, which has a standard and a variant, comes from Jonathan Edwards. And I don't know if we show pictures or not, but I'm guessing we don't. So use your imagination. So Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and the whole cast are in a pumpkin little collective. So I'm sure you can find it if you're into it. The standard is an edition of 180. It is a size of 18 by 24 for $55. And the variant is an edition of 50 for $85, 18 by 24. And in recent fashion for them, they've been releasing handbill sizes, which are 9 by 12 for both of those. And the second set of designs that they came up with is from a South African group called Studio Muti, M-U-T-I, where they, I believe, are a collective. This looks a little bit more kind of like color pencil-y and design like that.
It's got a odd-shaped Charlie Brown head pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's,
I guess, their take on it. So
yeah.
Addition of the 180 in the normal size, which is 18 by 24 for $55, and the handbill of 100 is $25, and the variant is similarly priced as the previous one. Edition of 50 for $85 and $25. Available Friday the 13th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Very cool. Next up is actually something we haven't really talked about on the show because it kind of came out during our hiatus. But it's actually the artist Remjie, during our hiatus, actually produced her first ever soft vinyl figure called Doro. So I first heard of Remjie, which I believe I'm saying this correctly, actually from the artist Arson.
Ooh.
So he actually turned me on to her a long time ago. She used to make a lot of like resin faced but plush body figures. And then at some point she decided to make a Sofubi figure. So what's going on here in this particular announcement is that Remjie and Wonder Goblin are teaming up for a release. So they're collaborating on the Doro figure, and Wonder Goblin has put his own spin on the paint. And the release is called Acid Eaters, and it's a black light colorway featuring, if you put it under the black light, it's going to like glow and do different cool things. So it'll be dropping this Sunday, October 16th, right? 15th, October 15th. And it'll be dropping in the Wonder Goblin web store, which happens to be wondergoblin.com. You'll be able to grab these for your collection. It looks like it's an edition of 5, so it'll be pretty limited. So if you're into this figure, which it's a really, really cool figure, and so far I haven't really seen too many U.S. releases of it. It's been at a couple conventions overseas, but this is a pretty cool little figure, so hopefully we see more from her in the future. It's creepy, but it's cute. Usually with the soft vinyl stuff you see like just straight up creepy. This one's a little creepy cute. I'm down. It's a cool little figure, and it's cool to see somebody move from like one medium to another. So she went from like the plush kind of figures to the soft vinyl. So grab one of those from Wonder Goblin before they're gone. Plus, Wonder Goblin put out a really cool soft vinyl figure of his own that we saw the prototype at DesignerCon at the time was only going to be a resin, the Hagapus or however you say that thing. And now it's in soft vinyl and fully produced. So, keep an eye on Wonder Goblin. He's a really cool guy and he has a cool hat.
Yes, he does. He has a nice top hat. So I guess next out of me is something that came in that I guess I'm not super familiar with, like everything else it seems like for me. But so I guess bear with me. So the artist Fail is releasing some prints tomorrow, October 12th at noon Eastern Standard Time. And so the crux that I guess I'll read this to you as I am reading it myself, is that there is a book cover series that he does where they do hand-cut pieces of vintage paper on found book covers, and they're cut out and crafted so makes it his own. So in this instance, each book cover comes framed and is original. And he is also releasing the final edition of the Size of Your Fight show print, which marked the occasion for the show at the Library Street Collective in Detroit and their first solo show. And that's that for that. The Size of the Fight show print is an edition of 100, 18 by 24, and is signed, embossed, and numbered, is $175. And so in addition, the prints that are like book covers and book pages are white wooden frame, UV plexiglass, and vintage paper and stuff. Various sizes are $1,800 to $2,250, and they're all available at the Fail web store.
Very
I did a
cool.
horrible job describing it, but you can look at his site and see what I'm talking
What's
about.
the site? Does it say?
I
Fail?
can click on it, I guess.
So it sounds like a really cool show. It's
in the past, I believe.
the piece is the pieces and whatnot, but it's a little out of my price range. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's out of my price range as well.
So
if the internet loaded.
Okay. So while Ben is looking that up, he might give us an update later. We have a show at DesignerCon that is not the Shard show.
The Shard show.
So the Vagabonds show, which is Kyle Kerwin putting together a show utilizing his willow resins and his bloom resins. So what he has done is he has gathered a massive group of artists to all create custom versions of his bloom and willow. And he's going to be displaying them at DesignerCon. So it's really cool. He's put together a lot of obviously put together all the resin himself, but I've been seeing some teasers from different artists and people are really going for it on this one. But the list of artists includes Benny Klein, Boy in the Corner, Brent, I never can say this guy's name right. Brent
Nolesko.
There you go. Brent Nolesko, Cat Atomic, Chris RWK, C's, Def Chops, Def Parlor, or Double Parlor, sorry. Elloo, George Gaspar, Goria, Nug Life, Igor Ventura, Infinite Rabbits, ITP Studios, The Bots, Joe Stancoro, John Paul Keisel, Kyle Kerwin, Lisafer, Lou Pimentel, Mallow April, Miriam Zelmel, Nervous Wreck, One-Eyed Girl, Reactor 88, Rich Page, Riser, Run DMB, Scam 2, Scarecrow Oven. That's a really hard one to say. Scarecrow Woven. There we go. Seymour, Stuart Witter, and Tasha Zemek. Oh, Task 1, Tofio, TrueTech, War, and Was One. So, pretty massive list of artists. So far, I've checked out Igor Ventura's. It is awesome. Love it. Awesome way to utilize the Bloom figure, making it kind of a lumberjack type creature, angry lumberjack. I love his little hat. It looks like a little toboggan. And he sculpted some shoes on the figure and gave it this sweet axe through his mouth. So if you haven't checked that one out, make sure to follow Kyle Kerwin over on Instagram. He's been releasing and showing off some things. I believe there is a Facebook event for Vagabonds as well. If you want to join that to keep up with the latest information, go over to facebook.com and search Vagabonds and find the event for DesignerCon taking place on November 11th and 12th. And let's see, does it say what booth that Kyle is at?
Veterans Day weekend.
So he is at booth number 1434. So when you're not at TF16, which is the UVD Toys booth, head over to check out Kyle's show. And when you're not at the Shard show as well. So
To close my loop, it's store.faile.net.
there you go. So if you want to check out the previous news story, then that's where you go. So I think our halfway organized show actually didn't turn out too bad, but I think we should probably call it quits for this week. So if you want to check out this and more, make sure to go through the episode and, find the stuff. But as always, I'm Travis.
And I'm Ben.
Have a great designer toy day.
About damn time.
Thanks for checking out our video right here on youtube.com/urbanvinyldaily. While you're here, make sure to give us a subscribe and a like. And if you're so gracious, you can share this video on your favorite social network. You can always give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Urban Vinyl Daily, or find us on Facebook by going to facebook.com/urbanvinyldaily, and you'll be able to keep up with our latest posts and information going on in the world of UVD. If you want to help us out in more of a monetary way, you can always head over to our store, urbanvinyldaily.storeenvy.com, and check out all the awesome things we have available from great artists from all over the world. Or you can head over to our PayPal and just straight up donate to us to help us keep the lights on and keep things going by going to paypal.com and sending money over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com. And that will help us out in more ways than you know. If you want to keep up with everything going on in the world of UVD, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily.com. Or if you're interested in sponsorship information, a comment, or a question, make sure to head over to urbanvinyldaily@gmail.com and send us a message. And if it's good enough, we'll answer it right here on the UVD Weekly Wrap-Up. As always, this has been an Urban Vinyl Daily production.